Aye. We've arrived at public comment. Each individual will state their name and have 3 minutes to address the board. You may only address the board once under this public comment opportunity and may not yield your time to others. Board members will not debate or answer questions at this time. Do we have any public comment? Any public comment? Seeing none, public comment is closed. Committee items. Item number 4A, the minutes. I'm looking for approval of the minutes.
So moved.
I have a motion. And support. All in favor? Aye. Okay, we'll move on to item 4B, appointments. We have appointment to the Materials Management Planning Committee. The position is currently vacant. We have an applicant, Sean Adams. Do we have any other nominations? Do we have a motion to move Sean Adams forward to the Board of Commissioners?
I'll make a motion to move Sean Adams forward.
We have a motion. Support? Okay, now what? Seeing none? We need support for moving Sean Adams.
I'll support it.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Whoop, pardon?
This is full board.
Goes to the full board.
Okay,
This next thing.
okay. That moves us to item 4C, Treasurer Resolution to borrow against the anticipated delinquent 2025 real property tax.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm here today to request board approval for a borrowing against the delinquent 2025 real property taxes. This request is due to forecasted county cash flow purposes. And if there are any questions, I can try my best to answer if you have any. This is not uncommon. We have done this in the past. Our last request for borrowing and approved by the full board was back in 2021.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I was going to say, I don't recall us having done this in recent years. It's only just because we've gotten to the point now in our delinquent tax fund that we need the extra cash to make the local units whole. Is that right?
Partially, correct. It's county cash flow purposes. We have an upcoming debt service payments over $8 million, so it's a timing issue.
Are the debt service payments related to the Verigy project? Or what are they related to?
I cannot answer that. I don't, our finance director may have a better idea as to what specifically it is. It may be just all of our bond payments that are coming due at the same time.
Okay, thank you. And have you got a motion yet, Madam Chair? So I would move to adopt the resolution contingent upon our attorneys approving them as to
Question, I
form.
guess, after. I had a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Is this the money that is kind of tied up with the Raffaele decision?
No. No, it is not.
Approving as to form.
It has nothing to do with the claims processes.
Okay, thank you.
I have a motion.
Hope to achieve support, Madam Chair.
Support that.
I have a motion and support. All in favor to
Aye.
move this?
Aye.
Okay, that brings us to item 4D,
Thank you very much.
Chamber Semi-Annual Report.
Good morning. Ryan Tarrant on behalf of the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce and Experience Jackson. If we go to the next slide. So over the last half year, since I've been here last. 2025, we saw a 29% increase in our engagement at those signature events, legislative breakfast, victory lap, MLK, golf outing, and the like. And in addition, have continued our advocacy efforts on behalf of the community to the tune of nearly $8 million over the last 2 budget cycles from the state of Michigan, including $750,000 for the mountain bike trails at Ella Sharp Park. We were supportive of the $1.5 million that was included in the fiscal year 26 budget for both Cascades and Interface Shelter. If you go to the next slide, usually we're really heavy on the chamber. This time I thought we'd talk a little bit more about Experience Jackson and where we are. So over the last 18 months or so, we've seen some increases in our hotel occupancy. While business travel still continues to be down from pre-COVID levels, occupancy over the last 12 months in 2025 was actually 3.8% change in the positive. So we're sort of in this growth trend right now. And as an industry, generally, what we know is when you hit 60% occupancy, hotel developers start to look at your market as somewhere that they may want to expand and build a new hotel. When you hit 65, we've been told they're definitely coming. And so, we've started to trend back toward that. Pre-COVID, we had built 3 new hotels just prior to COVID that opened. And so took us a little bit longer because of the pandemic to absorb that. But now are back on the right path as far as bringing in visitors to the community. If you go to the next slide. So some of the marketing efforts in the public that we've done over the last few months, there's a typo here. Actually, 2 weeks ago, we hosted an in-person at the Michigan Theater offering with 26 Digital. So this is a series of webinars that will take place over the course of this year that is free to all Jackson County small businesses to help them ramp up their own marketing efforts, because the marketing that we're doing as Experience Jackson is only helped and kind of buffered by what our businesses are doing. So we wanted to offer that to them as a free service. We had more than 100 attendees in person for that. There will be 9 additional webinars focusing on, social media and advertising and all of the different components of marketing. In addition, we've created a partnership with Storyville. And so these are human-centered stories, which are a little bit different maybe than what you think of as traditional marketing, where you're advertising a sale or an amenity. If you go to the next slide, wanted to highlight the Village Peddler. So we posted this in early January, and in the first 48 hours had 54,000 views, 3,500 engagements. And so it's an opportunity to tell the story of the owner of Village Peddler and how she was able to purchase the store. But then if you look in the bottom left corner there, after this posted, one of the other businesses in the community put up on their sign, congratulating her for, all of the attention that she was getting. And so, kind of feel like it's an opportunity for us to talk about the people here in Jackson and what makes Jackson special in a little bit different way. 6 months ago when I was here, we talked about Irish Hills Gravel. If you go 2 slides. In October, we hosted 165 riders at MIS for the inaugural Irish Hills Gravel Race. It was 100K and 50K, your choice. You had some people on e-bikes, and so, anyone could do it. We actually had visitors from as far away as Cleveland, New Jersey, and Savannah, Georgia for the initial race. Next year, we've been accepted into the Michigan Gravel Series, and so that number is expected to jump closer to the 400 to 500 mark. In addition, we've submitted a bid for USA Cycling's Gravel National Championships and are finalists for that. The local organizing committee will be hosting USA Cycling in the next week for site visits. And if the bid is accepted, it's an estimated $2.5 million in economic impact. And then the collaborative effort that we've all been working on. I know the county has been going through its strategic planning process. At the same time, we have been working through the Drive Jackson process for the last 9 months. The next slide sort of shows all of those supporters, City of Jackson, Jackson County, Village of Brooklyn, numerous businesses and nonprofits throughout the community. So this was a 9-month process. If we go to the next slide. Planning Next, the same consultant that handled the county's strategic plan, was our consulting partner. We had a 24-member key leadership committee. That committee included CEOs, a server at a restaurant, a high school student, retirees, and sort of across the board. We ended up with 4 goals, focusing on quality of place and identity, investing in education and learning, strengthening housing and economic vitality, and fostering a safe and healthy community. So these goals, if you go to the next slide, were the results of more than 1,300 people who engaged in this process from every city, township, and village in Jackson County. A series of in-person pop-ups, table talks, online surveys over the course of 2 rounds. Those 1,300 plus people provided nearly 6,000 data points of input for us. Some of them were essays that we reviewed, looking at some of the numbers of Jackson County that we're familiar with. But, I think what it results in is those 4 goals. We have 54 strategies that you will all see when this gets rolled out this Wednesday. We will make sure everybody has access to that. And then on the right-hand side there, we have some of those quotes from the engagements, that people really want to see Jackson grow. They want to see Jackson thrive. And it was a really encouraging experience to go through this for the last almost year. So happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, board? Seeing none, I'll be looking for a motion to receive the report.
So moved.
I have a motion and support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. That moves us to 4E, Accelerate Jackson.
Good morning, all. Turn this back my way. Morning, everyone. So it has been about 6 months since we have been in here as well, and we have had several changes at our organization. Maybe most visibly, our former Vice President, Debbie Kelly, who had been with us for about 26 years, left to pursue another opportunity. And so we have had some staffing changes at the organization. I would like to take just a brief moment to introduce Marcia Geborowski as our new Director of Economic and Community Development, sitting back here beside me. We've also brought on Heather Hollick, another local individual, as a part-time data entry clerk here at the organization as well. So back up to being fully staffed and off to the races. Existing business support, business retention visits in 2025. We finished a year with 107 unique business retention visits. Our number of business visits over the course of the year is obviously much greater than that, but we only count a visit to a unique business as one of those. And so many of the companies that we visit, that we've worked projects with or that we have ongoing projects with, we may be with them 5-6 times throughout the course of the year, but 107 unique businesses. And that's actually one of the things that Marcia, as we brought her on staff, a long track record in economic development in the state of Michigan, and she's going to lead those efforts for us going forward. New from when I was here last, we have a new economic development services contract with the city of Jackson. And so for the first time in about 15 years, Accelerate Jackson County, or our predecessor organization, the Enterprise Group of Jackson County, is now serving all of the communities of Jackson County in the economic development capacity. It's something we're very happy about that we were able to bring to fruition. Several partnerships. Ryan obviously went before us and talked the last part of his presentation about Drive Jackson. We have been one of the partners on the Drive Jackson initiative, and we are excited to see the full rollout of that plan this week, with one of those pillars specifically around economic vitality and housing, and something that we have really started to embrace over the last year. And so I love there being such a large focus of one of the four main goals of the plan, specifically around traditional economic development things. And so we're excited to see where that goes as we cast this vision for the next 20 years of Jackson County. Onto marketing, hit a couple of our marketing efforts. We really doubled down in 2025 last year on some of our external marketing, partnering with some of the local buildings and sites that we have listed here in Jackson County to do an ad in Cranes, Detroit, with Phil Morgan on the 2021 Wellworth Avenue building. We did a postcard mailer out to our site selector list. Site selectors, as you know, is who we market a lot of our efforts to, corporate real estate folks that bring us opportunities for new projects. We hosted our second FAM tour in 2025. Again, we partnered with Lenawee County on that and around the Firekeepers 400. So we brought a handful of consultants in. They spend a day in Jackson County getting to kind of see, experience what life is like in Jackson County. We partnered with Orbit Forum this year, and so spent a little bit of time at Orbit Forum, took a tour through that, got to see a couple of restaurants and that kind of thing throughout the day. And then we do a day in Lenawee County, and then we culminate with that at the race. Internally, we ran several ads in Jackson Magazine, including we had a cover feature for Accelerate Jackson County in October, and also partnered with Bart Holly and as well as the morning show with JTV. Something new that we launched in 2025 as well was our Manufacturing Matters Jackson podcast. So JAMA, Olivia Steele, the president CEO of JAMA, and I started ideating in 2024 about what this would look like, of how do we celebrate and support the manufacturing industry that is so critical to Jackson County. And we partnered with JTV to launch a podcast. And so all the major podcast apps that you may listen to your podcasts through, as well as on YouTube as well, you can find that. And we partnered and celebrated, I think, probably 18 companies last year that we featured. Something that was new for 2026 in January, in partnership with JTV, our Manufacturing Matters Jackson podcast turned into a television show. So every day at 4:30, you can view Manufacturing Matters Jackson. We only record it once a month, but you can view it on JTV, and then obviously on YouTube, and you can find it on JTV and as well as on our website and on JAMA's. And so our first episode, it's a 30-minute TV show where we have a conversation with a local company. So our first episode for January was with Brian Cooper from Elco Wire Wizard Welding Products, just really celebrating, a local company that started here in the 90s with lots of intellectual property. I think they've got 100+ patents on different things and are a leader in their industry. I think our February is recording next Friday, and we'll be featuring Druschall Fabrication, Jeff Druschall. So we're really excited about that. The podcast is still there. We now record the TV show that records. That plays. That's a half-hour television show, and then switches over to the podcast where we keep the same guest and we just do a deeper dive, so we can have more of an in-depth conversation than what the television format allows. Accelerate 2030 capital campaign. I know I mentioned that last time I was here that we were launching our capital campaign. I'm excited to say we're at about 96% now of our campaign goal. So should be wrapping that up here, hopefully relatively quickly. Our stretch goal is to get to around 110% of our goal for our campaign, but really hit that hard the last part of 2025, and the community has responded. I talked last time as well as about our FDI and target industry study. We have undertaken some work to start the implementation of that, and that will really be a focus in 2026 as well. We have a lot of international companies that have already invested in Jackson County. How do we best support those companies, which maybe have some different and more unique needs than some of the companies that don't have that international parent company? And then how do we support that as well? Of, we have 3 Japanese companies here in Jackson County. How do we build upon the success of those 3 and attract a 4th to the community? Have been working on Jackson Technology Park North and Blackman Township with Lewis 1884 Investments. They have a 90,000 square foot building that is under construction right now. 24,000 square feet of that building is already committed and pre-leased. We have an additional 66,000 square feet of spec space that we're partnering with Lewis 1884 and Blackman Township to market to when that comes online, which I think it has an occupancy date of July 1st to be able to try to get that pre-leased to have that 66,000 square feet, and so that we can potentially replicate that and go forward with another building. Jackson County Housing Collaborative continues to move forward. We hosted the director of the Michigan Land Bank at our last meeting. And one other thing I'd hit on is one aspect of our organization that sometimes gets maybe not as much attention is the Apex Accelerator. We host the South Central Michigan Apex Accelerator here in Jackson County as we were compiling our annual report for them. They gave us some numbers. The Apex Accelerator, which helps with contracting, state, local, primarily federal contracting, and primarily through the Department of Defense, since it's the biggest purchaser of goods in the world. They've helped 57 Jackson County clients over the last 5 years obtain almost 1,900 contracts with a value of approximately $155 million. So pretty proud of the work that that organization does as well, and they are part of Accelerate Jackson County. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the board? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to accept the report.
So moved.
I have a motion and support. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Opposed? Motion carries. Forward. Okay. That brings us to item 4F, Finance. Cecilia, welcome.
Good morning.
Morning.
So I am here to bring the proposal that Raymond has sent us regarding, so we can take advantage of the energy credits that we have available to us for our geothermal and also our alternative fuel vehicle refueling. And there'll be 5 million projected for the geothermal and 50,000 for the alternative fuel vehicle refueling. And the fee for their service is $78,900. Are there any questions?
Chairman Shotwell?
Cecilia, it was asked of me how many forms and how thick the packet is or whatever that Raymond Robson would be submitting. And if you don't know, which is fine, I don't have an expectation of knowledge, would you mind asking Raymond to share that with us either electronically or whatever, so it could be included in future moments so commissioners could see what was involved in all of that, please?
Sure, I can do that.
Thank you, Cecilia.
Thank you. Any questions at this end?
Do you want me to send this to Mike and then he'll forward on to you guys, just so, okay.
If you would forward it to the Administrator Controller's office, and he will probably share it then either with one of his updates or with a attached minutes at the end of general government.
Seeing no other questions, I'll be entertaining a motion to forward this to the full board.
Support?
I did think of something. I was going to answer Commissioner Pulaski's question that he had for Karen. The debt service is regarding to Verigy, and they just have a balloon payment that's in April. And because of the delay, we didn't get our interstate credits in time in order to make the balloon payment. So that is why we're having to borrow, is because we're having the delinquent tax and the making the townships whole and our debt service all at the same time. So that's what's going on with that.
Thank you for that clarification. I have a motion and support to move that forward, of the Raymond professional taxes to the full board. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That moves us to item 4G, Finance, December 2025 Financial Report.
Okay, so the next thing that I have is December 2025 financials. It's pretty much what we were expecting. We are right in the middle of close, so there are accrual entries that haven't been done. But for the most part, where we're at is what we were expecting.
Any questions, board? Commissioner Pulaski?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm sorry, I'm struggling a bit with Civic Plus right now to haul up the monthly chart. So thank you for the commentary with respect to the tax item. So the delay, is that on us? Is that on Raymond? What happened there?
No, this is, the Verigy projects didn't get done in time in order for us to get our credits in time. So originally, when we had the contract, everything was supposed to work out to where we would have our credits and then
Right.
we'd make our balloon payment. But with the delay, we're delayed. So we're not going to have the credits in time in order to make our April balloon payment.
So perhaps part of the delay is related to the legislation that we've not been able to achieve?
No, I'm
through
talking,
this-
the Verigy, the projects have to be placed in service.
Right, but I'm thinking about, we have the project out there by the landfill. We've been trying to get the titling done, and the legislature has been dawdling, would be, to describe it too quickly, okay? To get it done. Is that related to it?
So with the landfill, there would have been a solar credit that we would have been able to get. So that one, but I'm talking about in total with the geothermal didn't get put in place until 2025. I believe it should have been placed probably maybe a year ago or whatever. There was just been this delay trying to get our projects done and get things placed in time so we could apply for our credits.
So it's an operational delay, and
It's-
we've been
it's
aware of
operational,
that. It's not that we didn't get the paperwork done, it's that
It's just been taking
the
time.
thing just hasn't gotten done as quickly as we
Yeah.
thought.
Yes.
And I did have, Madam Chair, other questions with respect to the financial statement, if I might maintain the floor. What did I see in revenues for public safety were at only 90% of what we had anticipated them to be? That was, 10% short of what we had thought they might be for the year. Can you give us an idea of the nature of the things that didn't come in as we thought they might have?
It looks like school liaison is one, but it also could be that we have to book a receivable. If you look at school liaison, it's at 53.6%. So I'd have to look at that. It could just be a lot of times they would bill in December for the next, so I would just have to see. It could be something with that.
Yeah.
Homeland Security is more grant related. So maybe they just didn't use their grant that was available to them, their costs and things like that. The other two are pretty much right on budget. Road Patrol and Sheriff is not that far off from budget. So, but the biggest one, it just looks like it's more like the school liaison program.
Yeah. Well,
And
the
Homeland
sheriff's
Security.
number we're at 93%, but that's a large number. So 7% of a large number is still a large
I would have to, I'd have to
number,
see
you
what
know.
it is, but yeah.
It seems I had one other with respect to expenses. And perhaps it was on the fair. On the other funding, as simply an observation, that the fair, which is the last line of the other fund page, where we realized revenues of almost 800,000 with respect to the fair, and the expenses were 644,000. That tells me we've got a profit of roughly 150,000 on the fair. Is that appropriate
That would
to
be-
say that way?
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Shotwell.
The Verigy project, the best way to describe it is a multitude of sins of being mature property. If we were to greenfield this project on brand-new buildings, life would have been much easier. At the jail, we found a foundation inside the parking lot that didn't exist on any records anywhere. This building here, we found a river that flows underneath us that involved us to be able to deal with that. And with that, that took some engineering issues. The project at the landfill also was part of all that. So a lot of all of this delays that we've occurred, while are not just Verigy's fault, some of them also have to do with state and federal regulations. And also some of the other budget shortfalls or changes are due to the fact that the federal government and the state government have been wrestling over expenses and whether or not they're going to issue checks and things like that to us on time. Just to make everyone aware that there's a lot of balls that are being juggled right now financially. It's anticipated that we're going to get everything and we'll be made whole all along the way. But it has become, whether it's even structural like this building or at the airport where it was, somebody got the wrong part in and so we couldn't turn the solar panels on as fast as we wanted to. So yeah, so there's a whole lot of different issues that have gone on. Madam Chair, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Seeing none.
To receive the report.
Thank you. I have a motion and support to receive the report.
Support?
Any
Did you
Any
need a
further
support?
questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That moves us to item 4H, Administrator Controller Updates on Policy 3010 Vacant Positions.
Good morning. This policy is being updated at the request of HR to put us in compliance with union and non-union positions are posted differently because there's language in the collective bargaining agreements that there's internal bids that are available to those union members and that collective bargaining agreements. So HR has requested that we update so that we're in compliance with that.
Any questions? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to move this to the full board.
I'll support that.
I have a motion in support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That moves us to item 4I, Administrator Controller Updates to Policy 4040 Agenda.
This policy is being brought forward based on the conversation at study session. In addition to some other updates, the updates that are included in here are those that were discussed by Mike Overton at the study session with regard to restricting public comment. So according to our attorney, you're only required to have one public comment. We have two. We exceed the requirement for public comment. So Mike is requesting that we restrict the first public comment, which is a total of 3 minutes, to topics on the current agenda for that meeting. And then the second public comment would be restricted to 2 minutes with no restrictions on topics. So anybody could speak on whatever topic they choose under that public comment. And we are still exceeding public comment guidelines per our attorney.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Commissioner Plesky.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I always like to let leadership know if I'm going to be a no on a vote, and I'm going to be a no on this. I think the potential for us to have a number of people approach the podium and be voted or be ruled out of order by the chair is real and would be embarrassing. The optics would be pretty awful. And I think if we have to tolerate some off-topic comments, that's kind of part of the job, and I will be opposing this edit. Thank you. Madam Chair, I'd like to request a roll call vote this morning, please.
Thank you. Commissioner Duckham.
I think this is a very good proposal. I will be supporting this. As I watched the meeting the other night, we had county department heads here to do their business, and we will in the future also, and their business may take 2 minutes to explain to us, get a motion and a vote to give them what they need. They shouldn't have to wait here over 3 hours to be heard. Good way to lose good employees. I wouldn't want to sit here for 3 hours to say my 2 minutes worth. I think it's fair, it's just. If you want to come up here and give us your opinion on some topic we have no control over, I'll sit here all night and listen to it, but let's get the meat of the meeting done, our employees heard and sent home, and then the general public can squawk about whatever they want. So I will be supporting this. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comment?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I too will be opposed to this simply for the purpose of not restricting the public's opportunity to come before us and speak, and always taking into consideration that maybe someone that comes to speak before us that really would be placed at a disadvantage by having to wait for our meeting to complete and do their discussion. So I too will be opposed to.
Thank you. Are there any other comments? I'll entertain a motion. Do I have a motion to move this forward to the full board?
Yeah, I'll support that.
I will, okay, you're going to make the motion, I'll support. All right. All in favor? Oh, I'd like a roll call vet.
Commissioner Pileski,
No.
Commissioner Willis,
No.
Commissioner Snell, or I'm sorry, I apologize. Vice Chair Walls,
Yes.
Committee Chair Duckham.
Yes.
We have a tie.
Madam Chair, you need to request the chair's vote at this time.
Okay. Could I have the vote of the chair, please?
I'm a yes.
Motion carries 3-2.
Okay, we'll move this to the full board and we'll re-examine it at that time. Other business, I'd like to have a motion to accept the claims.
Move to pay the claims.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next comes item 6, public comment. Each individual will state their name and have 2 minutes to address the board. Is there any public comment? No public comment? Seeing none, public comment is closed. Committee member comments. Any committee member comments? Mr. Duckham?
I know the whole board isn't here, but I'd like to thank board members for their thoughts and their prayers while I was off in the hospital. It meant a lot to hear from you, and it's good to be back. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back. Any other comments? Seeing none, I move to adjourn.